This courtroom hearing turns chaotic almost instantly when a defendant decides that telling the truth is optional and logic doesn't apply. What should have been a straightforward legal proceeding quickly becomes a jaw-dropping spectacle as the defendant interrupts his own lawyer, talks over the judge, and confidently presents one of the most unbelievable defenses ever heard in court. According to him, he didn't use cocaine. He somehow absorbed it through his skin after touching it in an old pair of clothes. As the judge listens, disbelief turns into visible frustration. The defendant keeps talking, keeps explaining, and keeps making things worse. Each interruption pushes the courtroom closer to a breaking point. The judge repeatedly warns him to stop speaking, reminding him that every unnecessary word could have serious consequences. But the defendant doesn't listen. Instead, he doubles down, insisting that science, logic, and common sense are all wrong. What makes this moment so intense is that the defendant isn't just embarrassing himself, he's potentially committing perjury on the record. Lying in court is no joke, and the judge makes it clear that these claims could lead to felony charges. Still, the defendant continues arguing as if confidence alone can change reality. As the tension peaks, the judge reaches the end of his patience. Ignoring his attorney's advice and every warning given, the defendant talks himself straight into jail. The courtroom falls silent as the judge orders him taken into custody while waiting for lab results that will likely confirm what everyone already knows. This video is a perfect example of how fast things can go wrong in court when arrogance replaces reason, and why sometimes, saying less could save you everything.
That there was a positive test for cocaine several weeks or in mid-November, if my recollection serves me right. He was counseled for that. It was he has not had any other positive tests since. There has been multiple tests. Your Honor has the report.
I do.
Your Honor, Mr. Watkins reports that he has not used cocaine. He has not used marijuana since being ordered not to. And those. Right. That's why I was hoping to.
Hold on, before he says that, I mean, if you want me to call over and get the amount.
Well, that's what I was wondering, Judge. If the lab amounts were going, if the amounts were going down progressively with each test, that would be indicative of.
Can I speak, Simpson?
You can if you want to, but you might want to let your attorney talk to you.
No, I don't mind speaking at all. I mean, as far as the marijuana, Mr. Simpson, like I said, since the day I've been going over there, I haven't smoked weed since. And I have no reason to lie to you. Why'd I lie to you? I can just tell you the truth. I would just tell you, yes, I smoke, but I haven't smoked marijuana since. As far as the cocaine, like I told my attorney, I was going through my old clothes. Like I wouldn't lie to you. I would have no reason to lie to you at all. I'm doing great in my life. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I showed up to court. You didn't have to put a warrant out for me.
Can you order the results of the marijuana? I need levels.
Yeah, please. I haven't smoked at all, period, Mr. Simpson. If I did, I would tell you. I have no reason to lie to you. And I can just simply say, yeah, I smoked. I slipped up here and there. But I never have. I never smoked since the day I've been through the report. Not one time. Not one time have I smoked, period. Not once.
So what's up with the cocaine?
I told you, like I was going through my clothes. I can talk. I don't mind talking. And I found some cocaine in my pocket. The only thing I did was took it out of my pocket, Mr. Simpson. That's all I did, and took it straight to the. I could have sold it. I could have did a whole lot of stuff with it. But I told you I'm doing so good in my life right now. I took it straight to the toilet stool and flushed it. I have no reason to lie, Mr.
So
Simpson.
why is it showing up in your system?
I don't know. I just touched it, Mr. Simpson. I never used cocaine in my life, ever. Just touching it.
You know,
Mr. Simpson, I would never.
No, listen. I've been doing this for a minute. I can't believe you're like an amoeba. What, are you absorbing it through your skin like
yes,
that?
Mr. Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Simpson, I promise you.
Give me the levels on the cocaine too, please.
Yeah, please, Mr. Simpson. I wouldn't lie to you. I have no.
Okay. I don't know how you get 152 million. How do you do that?
Can I talk, Mr. Simpson?
I would.
Well, you've been talking.
Oh, listen, please. Let me clear this up to you. There's no
You're not
way.
doing a very good job.
Mr. Simpson,
You are not helping yourself.
I know, I don't see how, since I would never lie to you, ever. Ever. I've never used cocaine in my life. Only thing I did was touch it. Miss Willard was right there when I showed her. And I took it straight to I don't know if it stayed in my system when I flushed it or whatever, but I could take a lie detector test. I never used cocaine in my life, Mr. Simpson.
How does it stay in your system when it didn't get there?
When it didn't get there,
You took cocaine out of some old clothes,
right.
took it right from there to the bathroom.
I didn't say old cloud out of a jacket I had that was in storage, Mr. Simpson. I would never.
And then I know you would never lie to me.
Okay.
And so then you didn't do anything with that cocaine.
Mr. Simpson, I
And
never.
then somehow or another that gets into your system
Yeah.
at these levels.
Mr. Simpson.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding.
Okay,
I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to wait for the levels to come across. In the interim, Mr. Allen, take him back, put him in, and then we'll bring you back out.
Okay,
And then I'll do that.
Okay,
I've let you talk.
I know. Can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Listen, Mr. Simpson, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I call every week and go drop, right? If I'm using cocaine, there's no way in the world I would have went over there and dropped. I would have came in. I would have called over there, told him something, and missed the whole thing, Mr. Simpson. I would have missed it. I would have made an excuse. I would have went to the hospital. Or I could have said this. Oh, somebody put some cocaine in the weed, and I accidentally smoked. And it was in the weed. I could have told you all of that. But I'm telling you the honest to God truth, Mr. Simpson. The honest to God truth. I did not smoke no weed. And if I'd have did that, I could have told you that. You're a fair guy. You've been fair with me every time I came in here. Every time I ever came and seen you, you always been fair with me. So I wouldn't stand in front of you and lie to you. And if I did use cocaine, I would ask for help. I've been doing good for 18 months, period. Working every day, taking care of Miss Willard's grandmother for 10 months straight. I never lied to you, Mr. Simpson. I wouldn't do that when I know I can ask you for help.
Okay. I'm going to get levels and then deal with your case at some other point. But right now, you're going to go with my bailiff. We'll get that information, and then we'll bring you back out.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Simpson.
Unless you want me to.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I really
but if you
don't.
keep talking, it's going to be tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Okay, stop talking. Good, there we go. Okay, I know you wouldn't lie to.
I'd ask the court to, if the court's concerned about this
He needs to just tell me.
test.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Getty, but he needs to just tell me the truth. I mean, that, you know, we can sit there and play this game, but the cold-hearted reality of what happened is he almost goes down to a zero after it kind of falls off, and then all of a sudden it just shoots back up. Then he's trying to tell me that on the 19th of November, that all of a sudden this cocaine through some osmosis process, I don't know how that all of a sudden just gets into his system. So he's just got to start being honest and don't sit up there and say, I wouldn't lie to you, Mr. Simpson, because this tells me you did.
Mr. Simpson, I would take a lie detector test for you. I would go over there.
I'm done.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could say, one other thing is that he's been working steady for the last 18 months. He is a caregiver for his significant other's mother. His life is a much markedly different thing now than it was even in October. This is a.
Well, he needs to tell me the truth.
Hold up, Mr.
I mean, no, you hold up. Don't tell me to hold up. You sit up there and tell me.
I'm not lying to you, Mr. Simpson.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We're done. We're done.
Do not smoke weed, baby.
We're done.
I never.
We're done.
Listen, I'm not lying to you.
You do not yell at me.
I am not lying.
Do not yell at me ever.
Hold up. This is the first time
No,
ever
you
me
do
telling-
not hold up.
I'm telling
Do
you the
not
truth,
yell.
Mr.
You do
Simpson.
not talk to me that way.
Then I came
You
in
do
here.
not talk to me that
I'm
way.
not talking
Ever.
to be disrespectful.
Ever.
But I came in here when I was full of garbage. You worked with me. Now I'm telling you the truth, and you telling me I'm lying to you? I have no reason to lie to you, and I know I can tell you the truth. When I used to come in here and I had nothing to stand on, you gave me every chance in the world, Mr.
I
Simpson.
did. I did.
Contempt.
That's why
I can't believe it.
why I expect the truth from you.
That's what
I'm
I
looking
told
at the
you.
graphs.
Even when I came here, I was full of garbage, Mr. Simpson. You let me go. I'm telling you the truth now, and you think I'm lying to you? I'm taking care of her grandmom. I've been doing this for 10 months straight. I've been working. I'm paying child support. I got my name on the lease on the house. I never came in front of you and had these things accomplished. Now you think I would lie to you? When I know that you're a man and let me finish talking, please. I didn't mean to yell at you, Mr. Simpson. I got the utmost respect for you, and I always have. I'm sorry. But I wouldn't lie to you, Mr. Simpson. I promise you, I'm so sorry for raising my voice. But I wouldn't lie to you when I know I can tell you the
You
truth.
don't ever do that to me.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Just
Simpson.
shut up right now. You don't ever do that to me.
I'm so.
No, shut up.
I can't believe you doing
And
that.
I know my mom taught me better than that, but you better shut up.
I can't believe you
Shut
doing
up and turn around. Just shut up. I sat up there and I listened to you. I did all of that. I don't believe your story about the cocaine. What I was serious, do not say another word, because if you say another word, you're gone. I'm done. I went over and I said I was hoping that the graphs would come back and they would indicate to me that you had not used THC. I was hoping there was something in your story.
Man, I ain't lying to you. Hey, babe, what's the phone number? I'm sorry, just take me easy. Babe, what's the phone number?
Go.
What's your phone number, babe?
Just go.
This courtroom hearing begins like many others, quiet, procedural, and seemingly routine. But it doesn't take long before it becomes clear that this case is headed in a very different direction. From the moment the defendant starts speaking, there's an unusual energy in the room. He isn't calm, reflective, or cautious. Instead, he appears restless, eager to talk, and convinced that if he just explains himself enough, the truth, or at least his version of it, will prevail. The problem is simple on paper. The defendant tested positive for cocaine. The court is there to determine responsibility and consequences. But rather than approaching the situation with restraint, the defendant launches into an explanation that immediately raises concerns. He insists he never intentionally used cocaine. According to him, the substance came from an old pair of clothes. He claims he discovered it in a pocket, handled it briefly, flushed it away, and somehow absorbed it through his skin. As he speaks, the courtroom listens. The judge allows him to talk, perhaps out of fairness, perhaps out of curiosity. But the longer the defendant explains, the more implausible his story becomes. His confidence doesn't help him, it hurts him. He speaks as if certainty alone can override science, common sense, and established facts. What makes the situation especially damaging is that the defendant refuses to let his attorney do their job. His lawyer tries repeatedly to step in, redirect the conversation, and protect him from himself. But the defendant interrupts constantly, correcting his own attorney, adding unnecessary details, and insisting on addressing the judge directly. Each interruption strips away another layer of credibility. The judge, still composed at this stage, listens carefully. But subtle signs of frustration begin to appear. The judge asks clarifying questions, not to trap the defendant, but to understand the claim being made. And with each answer, the explanation falls apart further. The idea that cocaine could be absorbed through the skin in meaningful amounts simply by touching it contradicts basic medical and scientific understanding. Despite this, the defendant doubles down. He repeats the claim again and again, changing small details, adding emphasis, trying to make the story sound more believable. Instead, it starts to sound rehearsed, defensive, and increasingly desperate. The courtroom atmosphere shifts. What was once neutral now feels tense. At this point, the judge issues a warning. The defendant is told to stop interrupting, to listen to his attorney, and to understand the seriousness of the situation. The judge explains that statements made in court are sworn statements. Lying under oath is not a joke, not a misunderstanding, and not something that can be brushed off later. Perjury is a felony. But the warning doesn't land. The defendant continues speaking. He talks over the judge. He argues with the logic presented to him. He insists that his explanation is being misunderstood rather than wrong. Every time he opens his mouth, he seems convinced that the next sentence will finally clear everything up. Instead, it only makes things worse. The judge's tone becomes firmer now. Less patient, more direct. The defendant is warned again, clearly and unmistakably, that continuing to speak could have immediate consequences. The courtroom is no longer a place of debate. It's a place of record. And the record is not looking good for him. Observers can't help but notice how erratic the defendant's behavior appears. His thoughts jump rapidly. His explanations circle back on themselves. There's a lack of logical progression, a lack of self-awareness. Whether it's stress, poor judgment, or something else entirely, the result is the same: a man actively sabotaging his own defense in real time. The judge brings attention to the lab results. Cocaine levels don't lie. They can't be explained away by touching fabric or flushing substances down a toilet. Numbers tell a story, and that story doesn't align with the defendant's claims. The defendant, however, seems unfazed. He keeps talking, insisting that the test results must be wrong or misunderstood. Another warning is issued. Then another. The courtroom grows quiet between interruptions, the tension thick enough to feel. The defendant's attorney appears increasingly concerned, perhaps realizing that the damage being done can't be undone. The judge has given more chances than most would. The patience shown so far is generous. And yet, the defendant continues. At this stage, the judge begins addressing the behavior directly. This isn't just about cocaine anymore. It's about respect for the court, adherence to procedure, and the basic understanding that talking is not the same as proving. The defendant is reminded that his conduct matters just as much as the facts of the case. Still, he doesn't stop. The final turning point comes quietly, without drama, without shouting. The judge reaches a decision. Enough warnings have been given. Enough opportunities ignored. The defendant's continued interruptions, implausible explanations, and refusal to listen leave no alternative. The order is made. The defendant will be taken into custody and held until lab results are finalized. For the first time, the defendant falls silent. The shift is immediate. Moments earlier, he couldn't stop speaking. Now, reality settles in. The consequences of his words, stacked one on top of another, have finally caught up to him. There's no argument left to make, no explanation left to offer. The courtroom returns to order, but the lesson lingers. This case isn't just about a failed drug test. It's about the danger of overconfidence, the cost of ignoring legal advice, and the irreversible damage caused by speaking without thinking. In a courtroom, silence can be protection. Words, when used carelessly, can become evidence. And in this hearing, every unnecessary word pushed the defendant closer to a cell he could have avoided.